Let's be real for a second. Nothing unsettles a woman more than realizing she's no longer the center of your attention. Sounds harsh? Maybe. But it's the truth a lot of guys overlook. We've been fed this idea that men should always be chasing, always proving, always pouring their energy into keeping a woman interested. But what happens when you flip the script? What happens when you pull back and she feels that gap where your attention used to be? That's when things get interesting. And honestly, that's when you start to see her real side. Welcome to the channel, man. I'm glad you're here because today we're going to break down something most guys don't even think about, but should. We're talking about how a woman reacts when she realizes she's lost your attention. And no, this isn't about playing games or being manipulative. This is about understanding dynamics that are happening whether you're aware of them or not. See, attention is power. Where you put your focus says everything about what matters to you. And for a woman, your attention isn't just about validation. It's a signal of value, security, and status. When that signal gets weaker or disappears, it stirs up emotions she might not even admit to herself. Confusion, frustration, maybe even a little panic. And the way she reacts? That tells you more about her mindset, her intentions, and the connection between you than any sweet words ever could. So in this video, we're going to walk through 7 common ways women respond when they feel that loss of attention. Some of these might surprise you. Some might confirm things you've seen before but couldn't quite explain. Either way, by the end of this, you're going to have a clearer view of what's really going on beneath the surface and how to handle it like a man who knows his worth. Let's get into it. 1. She suddenly wants to talk more. One of the first things you'll notice when a woman realizes she's lost your attention is that she starts wanting to talk a lot more. And I'm not just talking about normal conversations, the fun, light-hearted stuff that brings two people closer. No. I'm talking about those out-of-the-blue texts, calls, or face-to-face chats where she suddenly seems very interested in how you're doing, what's going on with you, or where your head is at. At first, it might feel like she's just being nice, but think about the timing. For weeks, maybe months, she was used to having your attention on tap. You'd check in, ask how she was, try to make plans, or just be available. Then something shifts. You pull back, either because you're focusing on yourself, you're tired of doing all the chasing, or you're just not feeling it like you used to. And that's when she notices the difference. Suddenly, it's her reaching out more. Picture this. You've been seeing a woman for a while. In the beginning, you were all in. You messaged first, planned dates, gave her compliments, the whole deal. She enjoyed it, of course, but maybe she started taking it for granted. Replies got slower. Plans got harder to lock down. She was still nice, still around, but the energy wasn't the same. So you decide, you know what? I'm not going to force this. Let me focus on myself, my work, my goals. And without even saying anything, you stop giving her all that attention. Next thing you know, your phone lights up at random times. Hey, how's your day going? Just thinking about you. Or she starts bringing up deep conversations. Where do you see this going? Are we good? And it's not because she suddenly had an epiphany about how amazing you are, though you probably are. It's because she feels the shift. She feels that energy she was used to soaking up is no longer aimed at her, and it bothers her more than she'll admit. Here's what's really happening. The talks aren't just about reconnecting, they're about reassurance. She's trying to figure out if she still has that pull over you. Is she still in control of the emotional dynamic? Does she still matter to you in the way she did before? And here's the key thing, man. This isn't always coming from a bad place. Sometimes it's genuine confusion. Sometimes it's ego. Sometimes it's both. But either way, it tells you that your attention meant more to her than you might have thought. The important thing for you is to stay grounded. When she comes with these sudden talks, don't get caught up thinking you have to explain yourself or rush to give her what she's fishing for. Let her come to you. Let her feel that shift. Because that's when you see who's really interested and who just liked the spotlight you were giving. 2. She tries to make you jealous. When a woman feels like she's losing your attention, one of the classic moves she'll pull is trying to make you jealous. And let's be honest, this one is as old as time. It's not always done on purpose. Sometimes she does it without even realizing what she's doing. But the goal is simple. She wants to get a reaction out of you. She wants to see if you still care. So how does this look? It could be little things like casually mentioning some guy who just happened to message her or compliment her. Or maybe she starts posting pictures where she looks extra good, often with some guy in the background or tagging guys in the comments. Suddenly she's out more, living her best life, making sure you see it all on social media or hear about it through mutual friends. It's not a coincidence. She's trying to remind you, hey, other people want me. Are you paying attention yet? Now, the reason this happens is pretty simple. If your attention made her feel good, losing it leaves a gap. And if she can't get your attention by pulling you in, she'll try to spark it by making you feel a little uncomfortable, jealous, curious, maybe even insecure. Because if you react, if you bite, it tells her she still has influence over you. That's what she's really looking for. Proof that you still care. The thing is, this can be easy to fall for if you're not paying attention. A lot of guys see this kind of behavior and immediately jump back into the game. You might find yourself texting her more, trying to win her back, or asking questions about these guys she's mentioning. But here's where you've got to keep your cool. The more you react, the more power you hand right back to her. Instead, recognize the pattern for what it is. She's not showing off how happy she is without you. She's signaling that your attention mattered. And now that it's missing, she's trying to stir the pot to get it back. This doesn't mean she's a bad person. It just means she's human. Attention, for most people, feels good. And when we lose it, we look for ways to get it back. The key for you is to not let yourself get played. Stay focused on yourself, stay grounded, and don't feed into the jealousy game. When you stop reacting, that's when she starts realizing that the old tricks don't work on you anymore. And that's when she'll either step up genuinely or fade out. 3. Her ego goes into overdrive. When a woman notices she's lost your attention, something interesting often happens. Her ego kicks in hard. This is one of those reactions that's easy to miss if you're not paying attention, because it can show up in subtle ways. But once you know what to look for, you'll see it clear as day. First, let's break this down. Your attention, whether you realize it or not, feeds her ego. It makes her feel desired, admired, important. And when that steady supply of validation dries up, her ego doesn't take it well. It starts searching for a way to fill the gap. This is where you might notice her acting a bit different. Maybe she gets a little more arrogant, starts putting on this front like she's too good for you, or acts like she's completely unbothered. It's a defense mechanism. She's trying to protect her pride and convince herself, and maybe you, that she's still in control. This is where you might hear comments that feel off, like, "I've got so many guys chasing me," or "I'm too busy for drama." You might see her trying to boost herself up in front of you, almost like she's trying to prove that losing your attention hasn't affected her at all. But here's the truth. It has. If it didn't, she wouldn't feel the need to overcompensate. Another thing you'll notice is that she might start focusing on herself more, but in a way that feels performative. She wants you to see that she's thriving. She wants you to notice how great she looks, how busy she is, how much fun she's having. Again, this all ties back to ego. If she can't get your attention the easy way, she's going to try to force you to see her as this high-value woman who's above needing you. It's not always about genuinely being happy or fulfilled. It's about making sure you see what she wants you to see. Here's the key takeaway for you, man. Don't get sucked into the ego show. It's easy to feel like you need to prove something back, to match her energy, or to respond to the little digs or displays she throws out. But that's exactly what her ego wants. To pull you back into the game, to get a reaction that tells her she still matters to you in that way. The more you stay cool, the more that ego-driven behavior will eventually lose steam. Remember, when her ego goes into overdrive, it's not because she's truly unaffected. It's because she feels the loss of your attention and doesn't know how else to handle it. And the best move on your part? Stay focused, stay grounded, and let her ego wear itself out while you keep your peace. 4. She plays hot and cold. Another common reaction you'll see when a woman realizes she's lost your attention is that she starts playing hot and cold. One minute she's warm, sweet, maybe even flirty. The next, she's distant, cold, or acting like she couldn't care less. And the truth is, this isn't just random mood swings. It's a way of trying to figure out if she can still pull you back in. Here's why it happens. When you were giving her consistent attention, she didn't have to wonder where she stood. She knew you were interested. But once that attention fades, she starts feeling unsure. That uncertainty makes her want to test the waters. So she'll turn up the charm, be extra nice, or act interested to see if you'll respond the way you used to. If you don't, she might pull back just as fast. Why? Because she's trying to protect herself. She doesn't want to feel like she's chasing or losing face, so she switches off the warmth to see if you will start chasing again. This back and forth behavior can be confusing if you don't know what's going on. You might find yourself wondering, is she into me or not? One day she seems to want your time and attention, the next she's acting like she doesn't need you at all. The reality is, this pattern isn't about you. It's about her trying to figure out how much control she still has in the dynamic. It's about seeing if she can draw your focus back without fully putting herself out there. The key here is not to take the bait. When a woman plays hot and cold, she's trying to shake up your emotions and see if she can spark the old patterns again. The more you stay calm and steady, without reacting to the highs or the lows, the more the game loses its power. If she's genuine, she'll eventually drop the act. If it was all about the attention in the first place, she'll get bored when she realizes she can't push your buttons. The important thing to remember is that your attention has value. And once you stop giving it away so easily, people start to show you how much they actually respected it in the first place. A woman playing hot and cold is a sign that she feels that shift, and she's trying to figure out what it means for her. Don't let the flip-flopping confuse you or throw you off balance. Stay focused on what you want, and let her actions speak louder than her mixed signals. 5. She tests your patience. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, another move she might make is to start testing your patience. This can happen in small, subtle ways, or sometimes in ways that feel pretty obvious. Either way, what's really going on is that she's trying to see if she can still get an emotional reaction out of you. She wants to know, do I still have influence over this guy? Can I still get under his skin if I want to? These tests can show up in all kinds of ways. Maybe she starts being a little more difficult on purpose, saying things that challenge you, teasing you in ways that feel less playful and more like she's pushing your buttons. Maybe she starts canceling or changing plans at the last minute, just to see how you'll react. Or she might act like she's too busy or too above it all to engage with you like she used to, hoping you'll lose your cool or start chasing harder to win her back. Imagine you're texting a woman you've been seeing, but this time, you're not the one always initiating. You're focused on yourself more, not as available, not as eager. Out of nowhere, she starts taking forever to reply, or she gives short, dry answers that don't really move the conversation forward. Then, when you stop replying quickly, she follows up with something like, "Oh, too busy for me now?" Or, "Guess I'm not that interesting anymore." On the surface, it might sound casual or playful, but what's really happening is that she's testing how much patience you have. She's trying to see if she can pull you back into that old dynamic where you were working harder for her attention. The reason this happens is simple. When a woman feels the shift in your focus, she wants to know if she can still control the pace. She wants to see if she can get you to break character, if you'll get frustrated, annoyed, or eager enough to prove yourself. Because if you do, it reassures her that she still has that hold over you. The smart move here is to recognize it for what it is and not get drawn into the drama. When she tries to test your patience, stay calm. Keep your responses steady. Don't reward the baiting with emotional reactions. When you show that you're not rattled, not playing along, she'll either drop the games or reveal her true intentions. At the end of the day, your patience is part of your strength. When you hold it together and don't let little tests throw you off, you show that you're not easily swayed and that your attention can't be manipulated. 6. She acts like she doesn't care, but she does. When a woman notices she's lost your attention, One of the most common reactions you'll see is that she starts acting like she doesn't care at all. She'll put on this cool, detached front, like your shift in focus hasn't affected her in the slightest. But here's the truth. If she really didn't care, she wouldn't need to act like she didn't care. The act itself gives it away. What's happening here is simple. Your attention was something she was used to, maybe even counted on. When it's gone, she feels that absence. But instead of showing it openly, because let's be honest, nobody wants to look like they're bothered, she does the opposite. She tries to appear unbothered. It's a form of self-protection. By acting like she doesn't care, she avoids looking vulnerable. She avoids giving you the satisfaction of knowing that your attention meant something to her. This can show up in a lot of small ways. She might stop engaging with you the way she used to. Maybe she no longer responds to your stories, your posts, or your messages. Not because she's truly indifferent, but because she wants you to notice her silence. It's a way of saying, "See, I'm good without you," even though inside, she's wondering why things changed. This is where a lot of guys get confused. You might think, well, I guess she's over it, or I must not have mattered that much to her. But often the truth is the opposite. That distant attitude is a mask. She's watching to see if you'll notice her pulling back, if you'll chase her like you used to, if you'll give her a reason to drop the act and re-engage. It's not about her truly not caring. It's about seeing if she can get your attention back without having to ask for it. The key for you is to see through it. Don't assume that just because she's acting like she's unfazed, that she actually is. And more importantly, don't feel like you need to prove anything or break your focus just to respond to that act. Stay steady. Let her be the one to drop the mask if she really wants to reconnect. In the end, this kind of behavior says more about where her head's at than anything else. It's not about strength or confidence on her part. It's about trying to hold on to pride while figuring out what's really going on between you. Your best move? Keep your cool. Let actions, not performances, guide what happens next. 7. She starts chasing what she took for granted. Here's where things really come full circle. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, and nothing she's tried so far has worked, she often starts chasing what she once took for granted. That means you. The same guy she got used to having in her corner, the guy who was always there, always making the effort, is now the guy she feels slipping away. And when that happens, she starts doing what she never thought she'd need to do. She starts putting in the work to get your attention back. At first, this might look like her being more thoughtful. She checks in more often, tries to be sweeter, puts effort into conversations, maybe even hints at spending time together again. On the surface, it can feel good. And to be fair, sometimes it is genuine. But here's where I want you to pause and think. Why did it take you pulling back for her to see your value? Why wasn't she showing this energy when you were giving your best to her? This is where a lot of men slip up. The moment she starts chasing, you might feel relieved or flattered. You might think, finally, she sees me. Finally, she's acting right. And what happens? You jump right back into giving her the attention she missed. The problem is, if you do that too fast, you kill the lesson. The effort she's making? It can disappear just as quickly as it started once she feels like she's got you back where she wants you. So here's my advice. Don't get caught sleeping. Take a step back and reflect. Why did you stop giving her your attention in the first place? Was she taking you for granted? Were you over-investing while she barely lifted a finger? And now that she's chasing, what do you want from this situation? Is it just attention you're after, or do you want something real, something balanced? You see, the point isn't to play hard to get forever or to punish her for past behavior. The point is to wake up and realize that your attention is valuable. It shouldn't take you pulling away for someone to see your worth. And when they finally do see it, you owe it to yourself to make sure the change is real, not just a temporary reaction to losing the spotlight. So if she starts chasing, good. Let her show that effort. Let her prove that she means it. And in the meantime, stay focused on yourself. Stay on your path. Because the right woman won't need you to pull back just to appreciate you. She'll see your value from the start, and she'll match your energy without games. So here's the bottom line, man. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, it triggers all kinds of reactions. Some subtle, some loud, some that might even confuse you if you're not paying attention. But all of it points to the same thing. Your attention mattered more than she let on. And here's the thought I want to leave you with. A woman will often value your attention more when it's gone than when she had it freely. Think about that for a second. Now, the key is what you do with this knowledge. Don't fall into the trap of reacting just because she's chasing or playing games. Don't let your self-worth be tied to how much attention she gives or doesn't give. Instead, stay focused on yourself. Let people show their true intentions through action, not just words or temporary effort. I'd love to hear your take on this. Have you seen any of these reactions play out? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I actually read them, and I'll be down there replying and engaging with you. Let's open up the conversation because a lot of guys go through this, and there's real value in learning from each other's experiences. If this hit home for you, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more straight-up, no-nonsense insights. And remember, your attention is valuable. Act like it.